So, anybody wondering if the W in the TW stands for winter? You might just have to see how she makes out. Almost made her. Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. We are here today to look at a 1998 Yamaha TW200. And yes, I would just like to clarify that this is taken in April of 2020, this video. And yes, I still have snow, and I must apologize for any crunching that you may hear in the background with me walking around and stepping on some ice chunks. There's also some ice and snow falling off some buildings behind me, so if you hear that, no worries. Nothing to worry about as far as crashes or accidents going on behind me. So anyways, let's dive right into a little review on the bike. So I'll maybe start top to bottom on it, starting with the gauges. Fairly simple. You got your speedometer, turn signal light, high beam light, neutral light. There is no shift indicator on it, for those of you who are wondering. Switches are very simple, easy to manipulate, easy to use. To the front of the bike and the light package on it. Not the greatest headlight. I'm not sure for you guys that may have aftermarket ones or changed out the bulb what all works. You can leave a comment on what setup you may have that makes it better. But very good, very visible for other riders and other people to see you coming. Signals very nice and bright. Rear tail light signals nice and big, easy to see. Go down to the gas tank. I believe it is a 1.8 gallon gas tank. Very fuel efficient bike. I don't have any actual data for you on what it is, but I would be more likely to guess in that 60 plus miles per gallon range. One of the major designs that make this bike very appealing to people who ride on the trail or street, I feel, is the lower seat height. For a motorcycle or a dual sport bike, this has got a very user-friendly seat height, meaning that you do not have to be 6 feet tall to have both your feet touch the ground. It is what I would say a very good short person bike, I guess, if you want to call it that. Although any bike can be modified to make it lower and easier to ride, but this one comes stock with a very low seat height. Some of the major benefits of that lower seat height, of course, is when you are riding on the trail or street, you have the ability to easily touch the ground when coming to a stop at either a light or off on a trail. If you get into a little bit of a situation where you start getting a little out of hand or possibly maybe stuck, it's very easy to put your feet down and regain your balance. One of the major reasons why the bike is so stable is the larger front and rear tires. The rear tire size is a 180/80/14. Front tire size 130/80/18. Again, very large, wide tires. Definitely intended to help with balance and stability. The TW also comes with a stock small plastic rear rack which does have little tabs up underneath that allow you to wrap a strap around to hold down whatever cargo you may want to put on your bike. Working our way back over to the motor. This is a 196 cc Yamaha motor with a single carburetor. This is a very torquey little motor. Four-stroke. So in addition to a very torquey little motor is a 5-speed transmission, geared very low, I would say. This transmission being very, very user-friendly when riding on a trail or possibly even around town, for those of you who like to ride on the streets with this bike. Makes it very easy to handle lower speeds without having to ride the clutch, which is why I feel this is a very nice trail bike, dual sport bike, for those of you who just like to ride at a moderate pace. I wouldn't say slow or fast. It allows you to do that without having to ride your clutch all the time. Also helps when you get into those spots where you need a little bit of extra power to get you out, possibly in a wet or muddy situation. You have it because it's geared so low. You don't get any of that bog when you hit the throttle. One thing you will notice on this bike is it does come with a factory Kickstarter along with an electric start. This is because it is an older model TW. It also has the old style front brake. One thing I would like to touch on a little bit before I end this video is some of you may be wondering, with the larger tires and the single cylinder motor, how highway usable this bike is. Well, if I had to rate this bike on a percentage basis for highway versus off-road, I would probably put this in its stock setup, for me, more of an 80% off-road, 20% on-road. I would rank this bike more as a trail bike that someone can ride from their house, in town, in city, on pavement, out to their riding spot, and then hit the trail. I don't believe it's a bike that you may want to ride for hours on end on highway at high speeds, but I know lots of guys do it. Lots of guys have geared their bikes differently. You can change up, obviously. If you did do that, you wouldn't be using the stock knobby tires. You would go for more of an enduro tire, more of a street versus trail tire. Would make this bike a lot more user-friendly on the highway or in town. So for you guys that are wondering, or if you feel different, please comment down below with your reasons and even your setups that you may have to make this bike more highway usable. Or guys that maybe use this more straight trail and have done upgrades to make it even more trail usable. Comment and like down below. Thanks, guys. That will conclude my video on the Yamaha TW200. Hopefully I talked about some things that you guys were wondering about. I know I didn't touch on all the options or all the specs on the bike, because I could spend all day doing that. But just trying to give you guys a bit of knowledge on some stuff that you might actually find useful in a decision to possibly purchase this bike. Some of the reasons why I feel it is a bike that stands out in the dual sport category. Also, for those of you wondering about any future videos, hopefully get some riding footage in for you guys. Go rip up this snow. As you can see, we still have some. It's a little bare right where I'm standing, only because it's been plowed off, but there still is probably a good 4 to 6 inches out in the open. Anyway guys, like, comment, subscribe on the video. Look forward to seeing you guys on future ones. Thanks a lot. I thought winter was over, but it looks like it's got different plans. Here's where the bike was just sitting half an hour ago.